Blessings and much love, everyone. It's your host, Reverend Honey Borden, welcoming you to the Ascension Alchemist podcast. I am delighted to be here with you as this recording is being recorded on Sunday evening, where the World Cup FIFA just ended and Spain has won. So when you are listening to this, it is early Monday morning. And I want to get into some interesting topic here with you that has to do with one's capacity and how it ties into capability and confidence. But I want to go into this deeper area with you today on this topic that really, again, is backed up from the lens of God Almighty. And it's actually a process that I have been moving through. So I want to be sharing all of that with you. Before doing so, let me go ahead and thank all of you who are returning and you have been generous with your time and energy listening to this podcast, receiving it, hearting it, and enjoying it. And I'm so grateful for those of you who leave messages for us, for me and Michael, and how much what we're sharing in these raw, real conversations, how much it's helped you for your own embodiment. So thank you so much. Keep those messages coming. We really want to hear them. As well as those of you who are new to the channel, welcome, welcome. This is a home. If you've gone on your spiritual journey, you've done it all. You have really literally been on the ascension journey for quite a while, and somehow you finally reached a place where you remembered who you are, and now it's been the walk of embodiment. So the spiritual community has been great, but it's still not quite answering everything you're looking for. And also you found yourself at a place where you really love God, you love Christ, you love the way Jesus walked on this earth, but there's some things within the religion, it's just not settling with you, but yet you want to live from that faith, that true conviction. This is your home. Ascension Alchemist is absolutely your home because it is all about the embodiment of the mighty God presence in that Christ light. I mean, Michael and our followers of Christ love Christ, love that Jesus became the Christ. So that's the lens that we're speaking from. And for me personally, it is a personal conversation because I had the honor and privilege to meet beloved Yeshua when I was in spirit side. So my whole life was given to serve that, and yet I've been asked to share a little bit differently. So welcome home if that is you. So let's go ahead and start with just a quick little FIFA energy for those of you who've been FIFA fans, especially in the US, celebrating all of you that came to the US and got to experience the magnificent country of the USA and the unity over FIFA, how wonderful it has been. All these people connecting with each other and really the international unification. How incredible this was. We really needed it after COVID, after all the politics, after all that stuff. This was so uplifting and how beautiful. Today, Michael and I went to a place across the street. It was funny because I was supposed to be with my sons. With Michael, their friends had reserved a large table. So Michael and I went there. As we got there, we realized that they had booked it at another location. So right away we had to turn around and come back, go to another place. And we had a really fun time being at Quincy's today and just celebrating, watching the game, the spirit of the game, and also not enjoying when they're playing dirty, yet just being in that and smiling and celebrating. So congratulations to Spania. It was so good being able to watch just all of that. And my favorite part, of course, were the dancers from Africa that were invited by Shakira to come stage. So I do follow their Instagram page and I just absolutely love being able to see them dance on there. So hope you liked it, whether you were other, soccer fans and if you happen to be Argentinian fan and today's kind of like a disappointment, hold you in my heart. I don't get too emotionally, but I just really enjoy the game. So let's go ahead and move forward because I want to really talk about this conversation. A few nights ago, I woke up in the middle of the night and I had my journal. Here we go, my journal and pad. I always have one by my bed because sometimes in the middle of the night when I wake up, God Almighty is speaking to me and I'm just starting to write things. And I got up with this thing called, I just wrote it down right away, called the C factor. And I was having this internal conversation with the presence of God Almighty that I was experiencing a deeper understanding of this process of capacity. What does it mean for us to actually have capacity? How do we develop capacity? And to be able to understand capacity, we really have to truly understand what's going on in our heart. So, for example, in our hearts, when we have experienced a lot of pains, hurts, and challenges, the memory of those experiences are embedded in our body. And we go through life and there's certain life experiences that triggers them and they come on. So then, of course, through our awakening journey and our ascension journey, we start going through this process of starting to heal ourselves. And there's this desire to really heal ourselves, heal the hurts and the challenges of the past and not be hurting anymore. So I know a lot of you have also gone on this journey. So I'm speaking to the choir here. Let me just back up before I go into this. Why I'm sharing this with you is because some of you know that I have been in this class with setting up my agentic AI. And it's been amazing. I finally have been able to develop a free tool where when I'm working with these women leaders and women who are in positions of leaderships, they're going through some, let's say, health challenges or relationship challenges or other challenges, and they're not sure where they're leaking their life force energy. And I've been wanting to develop some kind of tool that, not a diagnostic tool, but more like a revelation tool, where they can look within themselves to see what's going on. So through this agentic AI training, I was able to actually create the tool. So I call it the Seeing Mirror. And out of that, once the person goes ahead and literally look within by answering these questions, what happened is an information is shared. So out of that information, then they are able to have like an insight into themselves where they're leaking this life force energy. And from that, it also leads them into a one-day process where they can bring themselves into alignment. It's just one example, but the other part of it is this full 38 pages that I created, where individual is able to go through the actually 3 phases of realigning themselves back. And it is a process that I have personally gone through. And this really is for women who have stretched themselves so much. They have their businesses, they have their children, they have their husband, they have their work, they're just doing it all. They're trying to be the superwoman. They're exhausted. They're tired, yet they know they want to lead, but everything is being affected, including their health. And that's at one point I was walking that. So I know that place very well. And I really created this so that they can help themselves. And I created the first part is a free tool. So with real results. And then if somebody wants to go through the actual realignment, it's only $88. So I wanted to make it super affordable, super accessible. And this is going to be available actually by the end of this week. So I'll be announcing it. So why I'm sharing this with you is because this is behind the scene. And it's amazing. I've been crying and I've been so grateful that finally I'm able to create a digital product through the agentic AI to help me with the structure of it. That's what the agentic AI does, something that like I couldn't do myself at all. And by putting it together in a structure form so that if you, for example, are one of these woman leaders and you experience it, you can experience a shift within yourself because it is all my teachings, the ministry, and what I've walked through myself. So I feel really, really grateful for it. And this that I'm about to talk about with capacity and confidence and also capability came out of this because going back to the earlier conversation I talked about, when we have gone through life challenges, like for example, my own self going through, let's say, this life experience as a child with some of these really, really just life challenges, from a fatal car crash to the revolution in 1975, 1979, and then the war and the migration, loss of everything, and just, loss of a parent and all kinds of other things. There's a lot of that memory of the hurt on the inside, in the body, and also it goes deep inside the mitochondria that is embedded. So that level of light in the mitochondria that is responsible for life giving, it's almost like it's life taking because it's been piled up and piled up and piled up. So coming back to this conversation, that affects our capacity. And we're not even aware of it because we are not operating from full capability. So as a result of it, our confidence may not be as high either. And that also affects, our level of, clarity in addition. So what's so fascinating about this is the time that I've been spending each day with God Almighty, as I'm sitting in it, and I'm leaning on the presence of God Almighty. I'm leaning in that incredible Christ, that profound light of the Christ, and I'm sitting in there, that's shining on me and in me and through me. Within that, on the inside, things are seen. So when it is seen on the inside, I can't escape it. It's shining light on it, and I have to pay attention to it. And one of the things that more so recently I came to discover was that in my heart, because of some of these hurts, pains of the past, there's this area in my heart that's slightly more closed off, where it is affecting my capacity to be able to handle more of life. Now, for those of you that know me, it's going to be shocking to you because you usually see me and you're like, my God, honey, like you really can handle a lot. And yes, indeed, I can. And I have. And I've surely demonstrated it. But I'm going deeper. I'm talking about the capacity that God Almighty has put in me. I haven't even seen it yet. Neither have you. I'm speaking personally here because this is going to be also a reference to you. You haven't even touched the best part of you yet. You haven't even seen like all that God Almighty has stored for you. I haven't seen it. The best days are yet to come. The best is yet to come. What I'm seeing now has already been created. And what is on the way, I haven't seen it, but it's on the way. Neither have you. So the capacity to be able to receive more, to be able to handle more of life, all of it, ties into how much our heart is open, like really open or closed, and what is stored in there. Because that affects a couple of things. That affects the capability we have. So we may have extreme level of capability, but because inside our heart, these hurts and pains are sitting, it's affecting our true capability. So then what happens? That affects our confidence. So we may actually really be truly capable of an incredible capacity, but because it's sitting in here in the heart, it's occupying literally space in the heart, we're unable to experience the fullness of the confidence. So then we're also not able to have a clear vision because our consciousness is not operating at its highest. So all of this, why I woke up in the middle of the night, I was like, oh, this is like the C factor. This is amazing. Because I was experiencing the deep understanding of it on the inside. So bear with me for a second. So God Almighty was showing me in the heart, the way you know your capability, confidence is affecting your capacity of life is because if you have any kind of any touch of even resentment on the inside in your heart, that's a number one indicator this is affecting all of these things that I mentioned. If you also still have hurt over someone else or a circumstance that happened to you, and it's still grief in here, oh, that occupies it as well. The other part, if you truly have not let go of, but really freeing yourself in forgiving yourself, ooh, that also occupies it all in your heart. And then the other one is if your pride has consumed you from this faulty place of you not getting hurt anymore. So it's kind of like a defense mechanism that's sitting right there too. So all of these truly impact how clear you can be, how confident you can be, how capable you can be, and also how much your capacity truly is. Can it come closer to what God Almighty has stored for you? So I found myself not too long ago, while I was preparing this thing for the woman, I came across during the time when I had my center, during those years where I was running on empty, yet I'd created the center of purpose for people to help people, and I was serving my purpose, but the cost of it was my health and well-being, my relationship, my children. I was spread so thin, but I was displaying a lot of capability, and it was all coming from my human self. I had not included God Almighty into that equation. Like I live completely in and from God Almighty now, completely different being I am than back then. But that that had such an impact. So therefore, I wasn't able to handle my capacity of more and that growth. I wasn't capable of it. And I'm going to use an example. For example, some of you know I had created 350 products, and it was incredible. These products from aromatherapy, raw vegan chocolates. I had also baby line. I had a little girls line, makeup line, skincare line. I mean, not skincare line, personal care. I had teas. It was amazing. Everything organic, everything non-toxic, everything vegan. So phenomenal. Such high quality. I had 8 women in my project that were helping me with this creation. Everything was prayed over. And I was also working with International Lifeline Fund with their 4 projects for the women in Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya, and Sudan. So I was just so deeply involved, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I never forget when somebody got in contact with me in Paris from a boutique hotel, 2 boutique hotels, where they wanted to carry my personal care product as their toiletry for the hotel. Now you would think, oh my gosh, what an amazing opportunity, right? So they asked me, I remember they were asking for 10,000 orders. And you would think I would be jumping up and down from joy. But actually, no, I got actually really sad. I got really sad, and I didn't feel good. And I didn't know it at that time because my capacity to handle that, I couldn't. I felt short-staffed. I just couldn't. The confidence, capability, all of that was affected. And what was underneath it was what was in my heart, where that the support, being able to handle this all on my own, like I had done it, but the support that I needed wasn't there. So it affected everything. Whereas, for example, if the opportunity came now, I would be handling it completely different. First and most importantly, because God Almighty is here. God Almighty is able to work through me and with me. So my capacity is much more greater to handle. The other part is I'm able to meet these areas within myself, especially my heart. If anything else that has come up that may have been surfaced from a place of, like, let's say, resentment that I wasn't aware of, or forgiveness that I wasn't aware of, or any kind of, let's say, pride, then I can meet it with the presence of Christ shining light on it. And I'm able to be held with it. I'm able to move through it. I'm able to walk through it and forgive it and not shy away, meet it. It's such grace. So it's completely different. And this is why I'm sharing it with you, because you might be experiencing this. You might be having this incredible opportunity coming, and instead of being excited, you're getting upset, and you're not even sure why. You think something's wrong with you. Something's not wrong with you. It's just the capacity and the capability. All of these are being affected by one another. So please recognize that. That's why I'm using my own personal experience so I can share it with you, because it took me a while to really unpack this and deep understanding. And this is what I love. A lot of times, middle of the night, I'm awoken because this deep level of understanding is being shown to me. So one of the things is, we have to be willing to actually let go of who we believe we are, so that way God Almighty can actually reveal who we truly are, because it's 2 different things. And those of you who have gone through this, you clearly also relate. It's completely different. The walk with God Almighty is very different. it's much more secure, it's much more joyous, it's much more freeing, it's much more secure, it's much more healing, it's much more comfort, it's like comforting. And when we're not experiencing that on the inside, we try to get it from others. And that pushes against our field because it actually affects our capacity quite a bit. So capacity really grows when we are able to clear, I won't even say they're blockages, they're unmet. Well, they are blockages, but I want to use a better word for it. They're unrecognized filters because we just haven't recognized them. We haven't really seen them to be able to be so present with them. But when we are present with God Almighty and we are inviting the presence of the Christ light, that pure light, to just shine upon us so we can be renewed in our mind, renewed in our spirit, renewed in our emotions, renewed in our thoughts, and then it's renewed in our bodies. So what happens is we begin seeing that on the inside. And we're like, oh, wow. So that's what this is. Interesting. And then when we see these filters within, then we're able to wipe it clean by restoring faith, restoring trust back inside, by leaning back with God Almighty. It's really, really amazing. And then the capacity changes. So the capacity changes, and then suddenly there's this like overflow comes in. And you can handle things differently. So let me use an example. Like, for example, I use a personal example. My aunt went in the hospital 2 days ago. She's been there. She's going to go have surgery tomorrow. And so, of course, I've held a strong place of prayer for her and also for my mom. And my mom had spent the night. And so I found myself, together with Michael, really having my mom be comforted in trust and ease over my aunt. And I find myself, my capacity was quite wide because before I would be really nervous. I would be kind of like pacing a little bit and not really being in trust. So I found myself being really in trust, and God Almighty is in charge, and all is going to be well, and experiencing that in my body. So then my uncle called today out of nowhere. I haven't talked to him in so long, and this is just before I'm recording this podcast. I haven't talked to him in so long, and he's not well. I just wanted to hear my voice, and I was like, interesting. So I talked to him, and I was very much in peace, very much in ease, and I noticed my capacity to do a prayer over him and stay very present. My capacity was quite large, and I was very aware it's because of God Almighty. Inside my heart was really open, so I could handle, and I was confident, and I was capable, and I was clear, and I had a command, and I was in control. So all of these come with it. When we are not in that space, then everything is opposite. And this is what I want to unpack with you as a real experience within myself that I've gone through. So maybe this can also serve you as you're listening to it. Just pay attention to yourself. Where are you? And if something shows up, notice it's first in your heart. Be able to clear your heart, like really clear your heart from it, so you can free yourself, and that affects everything else. as I just explained. And there's a comfort in it. Again, these C factors are all these words with C. There's more compassion. It's quite interesting. There's more consistency. It is truly a wow. So I'm very grateful that I was awoke in the middle of the night to write down this C factor. And I'm going to put this into a teaching material so I can really help others more from this place. So for those of you who are in this podcast, you're hearing it, see what you can apply within your own self based on this conversation, because it is from the Christ that shine light on it, and that consciousness. Again, C factor, all of this that came about. And I'm grateful to have this opportunity to share it with you. And that's why I just love this platform podcast. I can sit here and I can tell, like, you're all sitting there. You're maybe in your car, in your living room. Maybe you have it on your earpod and you're at the gym or walking and you're listening to me, and somehow there's like light bulbs going on in you, and some of these areas you're really relating, and some of you maybe not, and that too is okay. I'm not trying to win anyone here. It's a beautiful platform as a community. We get to just share. I'm sharing the experience of the embodiment of it, and I love that I get to do that. And I can't wait to have our 100th podcast episode celebration coming up. That's going to be really fun. Please stay tuned as I'm going to release what I created. I'm so proud of myself. Talk about capability. Wow, I feel my confidence. Like I looked at this, I'm like, my goodness, I could literally do this for somebody else. I don't know, I'll probably charge $5,000 for it because it's a lot of work, but I can definitely do it now because I set it all up. It's so cool. It's amazing. Like, it's so incredible with graphics and all of that. So let's see. I don't know whether I'll offer that. I just want to have this release first so I can serve the call that I'm being called to. And this week it's going to be amazing week because Michael and I are teaching the True Prosperous Living Mentorship on Wednesday. That's module 7. The last 6 months we had laid the foundation how true prosperity really comes from God Almighty and all the details with it. And the next 6 months that starts with this week is all about the actionable steps. I'm so excited. And what's been so cool last month, we got a chance for those who've been taking part to actually share their testimonies about like all this like overflowing of amazing, prosperous abundance that has taken place in their life because they're actually applying the principles. And we're learning it, Michael and I, through the way God Almighty is showing us, and we're applying it from that lens of like the kingdom living, like what Christ actually talked about. So it's been so amazing. So any of you are interested, you can sign up for all the classes and you can get the video replay, go through it yourself. You can also join us this Wednesday at 3 p.m. You have to just email us at info@ascensionalchemists.com. It is also on Meetup. So you can join at any time you like and just go through the process. It's quite life-changing. So that's what I got for you all. It's quite late as I'm finishing recording this podcast. Looking forward to finalize the detail of the location. Michael and I finalized the location. We just have to sign the contract with them. Looking forward to it. And it's going to be amazing. We're going to do it in person as well as live stream it. So all of you that are not going to be able to be in person with us, you get to watch it live and you also get to participate, which we're very, very grateful to be able to celebrate you because you're listening to this. So thank you so much. Anyway, God bless you. May you have the most glorious, magnificent, phenomenal week. Thank you so much. Let me know if this was of value to you. And if you found value, for sure, pass it on. Give it away. share it with another. This is how you don't just hoard it for yourself. When something good comes, you also pass it along because you open that fountain in you. Very important life lesson. And then you see more greatness comes into your life. It's a lot. Much love to you. Have a gorgeous night. Thank you so much.